Hi, my name's Amanda. I am a coach and a trance channel, and welcome back to my series where I channel my higher self. And today, she is dropping some major truth bombs. She's going to be breaking down the concept of need and the concept of wanting and desire, and why we are always wanting more and desiring more, and where that's truly coming from. And she highlights also the how the spiritual community tends to on the surface be about personal change and transformation, and yet underneath that there's a subtle nuance of also wanting more. It's still in desire of something, and where that's coming from, why it's there, and when you're asking for more, how to know when it's coming, if it's going to come, and then how to be inside of yourself in the discomfort when it hasn't arrived yet and not knowing if it ever will. It's a fascinating ego check. And it's one of my favorite perspectives that I've heard in a little bit. I hope you enjoy it.
Hello. What a treat for me to be here once more. I have a fabulous conversation I desire to invite you into at this time. It is one that I believe that will ruffle some feathers, but this is all well and fine because what would be the point if I didn't challenge you to grow? That is ultimately what you're here to do, no? I desire to speak into the notion of needing, wanting, and pressuring those around you that are here to support you in delivering what it is that you seek. Oftentimes, when you discover that you have the ability to create more than you ever gave yourself credit for, you pressure those around you, your support system, the beings of light that are here to guide you through this experience. You pressure them to help you create what it is you are telling them that you need most. And I desire to speak into this dynamic that plays out inside of many of you. I believe the coined term is manifestation, whatever that truly means to manifest something. Because if you really stop and think about it, manifestation is a term that means creation and bringing into existence something that was not there before, attracting it to you. But this lends itself to the notion that it is not already there inside of you and available to you already. And so the very aspect of manifestation is coming from a place of need, want, and potentially lack. If you are constantly seeking to manifest new things into your reality, then you are constantly operating from a place of lacking. I don't have enough of what I need. I'm searching for more of what I want, and therefore I must force myself to make sure that I create it because if I can't and I don't, then I'm forced to exist inside of the reality that I'm trying to escape from. And this need to consistently escape your current reality is what's driving this desire to manifest. What would it feel like to be satisfied? Isn't that what you are seeking? But first, you must manifest what you want, yes? What is it about this thing that you desire that will allow you to access satisfaction where you currently feel that you cannot? And what will happen if you cannot manifest it to the degree you desire to? Will you have to forever exist inside of a reality where you are never fulfilled? And who's to blame in that scenario? What is it about you inside of that reality that is truly not capable, worthwhile, or willing to do what's necessary or what's right to create for yourself a reality inside of which you can feel more fully grounded inside of who you are? I do not mean to challenge you so deeply. I am simply here to reflect back to you what I have seen inside of so many of you, operating from this place of believing that you are experiencing the divine nature of who you are, and yet still expressing it through a means of lack. And what inside of what I'm saying is truly feeling uncomfortable for you at this time? The notion that you must feel satisfied inside of a life that does not carry that energy for you. Wow, what a thought, huh? But isn't that the nature of what the spiritual self is desiring? Self love? How can you love yourself if you're never satisfied inside of who you are? And if you're constantly feeling this need to manifest more of something? What I am doing in this moment is I am highlighting a discrepancy that I'm seeing inside of the spiritual community. I am not calling it wrong to want something new. I am simply highlighting an underlying need for it. When in reality, the need is coming from a part of you that is experiencing lack. Does the soul self ever truly need of anything if everything already exists inside of it? How can this knowing be expressed through you at this time? Knowing that there is nothing that you need, that there is nothing that you need to let go of, and that there is nothing inherently wrong about you in the first place. What if everything inside of your reality is perfectly fine? And notice what I am saying is bringing up immense degrees of fear for you. Because if you have to exist inside of reality that will never change from what it is now, what does that mean about you inside of it? Can you feel fulfilled inside of your present reality if you knew it was never going to change? Ultimately, this is what you're seeking when you're desiring something more. You're desiring to feel differently about you, and you are believing that if you manifest a new reality, you'll be able to access it. But if this belief system is what's creating this manifestation desire in the first place, then it's never going to change regardless of what you're capable of creating through you. Because what you're creating through you is constantly being created from a place of lack. So you are creating more lack, and you are calling it manifestation. And that is ultimately what you are doing is you are manifesting more lack. Light bulb. I feel it going off inside of many of you. Good. So where does this lead us? How can you manifest something from a place, fulfillment, and then as a byproduct, manifest more fulfillment? no longer needing the desire for anything, and feeling fulfilled inside of who you are. When you can feel fulfilled inside of who you are, the need for anything more dissipates. And rather than needing to manifest something, what happens is you desire to create something for the joy of creation itself, because you will have the opportunity to experience you inside of it. And there is nothing more fulfilling for you than experiencing more of who you are, regardless of what comes of it. And so you are not manifesting for anything other than more experiences of you in a way that feels good for you. And regardless of what comes of it, you are already whole. You are already at peace inside of who you are. And so the attachment to what comes of it is no longer there, holding you, tying you down to the sense of needing and wanting. This is ultimately the give and take inside of this experience of you. The duality of needing and recognizing that you don't. And I am not saying that is an easy one. And I am not saying that it is better to never need anything. I'm simply highlighting a new perspective for you to play with. Isn't that ultimately what you are here wanting, is perspective? Aren't you seeking something from this? Seeking to understand yourself better so that something may click inside of you where you can feel better inside of you, so that maybe you can do something with that information, be somebody with that information. What if you don't need any more information, my love? What if you simply need love for you without anything more attached? I desire for you to know that there are going to be many inside of this space who encourage you to manifest your deepest desires without the realization that it is coming from a place of pain and not knowing how to bridge that gap for you because they don't know how to bridge it for themselves yet. And I encourage you to be optimistic that this is okay and that you are allowed to make mistakes along your path, because ultimately, a mistake is simply a frame of reference. How can you be okay with needing and wanting more, all the while knowing that it is coming from a part of you that does not feel satisfied inside of who you are, and learning how to witness that with love? Because you may never be satisfied inside of who you are, and that is okay. That is what you were here to experience at this time. But having the awareness of it paints a new picture of the experience of you and opens up a door for something new. Once more, I'm here to simply offer perspective, and I hope that you can find peace and satisfaction inside of it, regardless of needing anything more to fulfill it for you. I love you deeply and dearly. Call upon me if you desire more perspective, and I will be happy to share it with you, because ultimately that brings me fulfillment too. Goodbye.